Y'all know what time it is.
It's time to rise from the grave, pour yourself a cup, and enjoy the coffee crypt.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Welcome to
everybody.
Coffee Crypt. The crypt it is for sure.
Oh yeah, back at it. Here for a
Yep,
fine Sunday morning.
that's right. That's right. Um, we have a lot of good things to talk about too. Horror is booming this year. It's been kind of hard to keep up with it, honestly. Not a
Yeah,
complaint
it
though.
does feel like now there's like twice as many releases every year as there was like 10 years ago. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's because they started winning awards, and people were
Yep.
like, "Oh shit, people want to see this." So now that's like just they're just like pumping stuff out, which is, not a complaint. I'm good with it. We love it, so it's a good thing to
Oh
see for
yeah.
sure. Yeah. So we have a couple trailers, we have some new stuff, and then as per usual, we'll wrap up with our recommends for this week's episode. If you guys are not familiar with the format, Norin and I are doing the Coffee Crypt now permanently, just the two of us. We'll probably be doing some smaller episodes individually in between just to accommodate schedule stuff but just to keep the pattern going because this is like one of our favorites, and I'm just excited to get to do it with you. So,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. It's definitely fun. Just, chit chatting horror and, so it's
Yeah.
like a celebration, and then
Yeah.
hyping everybody up for stuff that we're very excited for.
No, for sure. Yeah. So, let's start with one of the trailers that you want to talk about. Which one we want to dive into first?
All right, so let's kick it off with Obsession because I think as of right now, this might be the one that I'm like, this is the horror movie to look out for. That's just
Okay.
how I feel, and especially
Yeah.
after watching the trailer, this is a movie that did do South by Southwest last year, so it did do that circuit and
Oh,
everything.
the
So
festival.
some people have seen it from the festival circuit, but it's going
Okay.
to come out officially here in, I believe it's May is the release date. It comes out in May. And I'm
Yeah.
excited because Curry Barker's the director,
Hmm.
and the horror in this one looks really good. If you've seen the trailer, it's just a kind of simple story about a boy who likes a girl, they're friends, and he wants to be more than friends with this girl, of course, and he
Yeah.
decides to wish on a wishing willow, and the wish goes very, very bad, and she becomes obsessed with him in a very horrific way. So I'm excited to see this one. I heard there's some comedy elements in it too, as well, and Curry Barker is kind of a hot name right now going around.
Yeah. So my introduction to Curry Barker was Milk and Cereal, the found footage movie that came out 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
And I have to say, at least from specifically that film, I am very excited to see another example of their ability to balance humor and horror because Milk and Cereal absolutely has comedic elements to it, and it'll be interesting to see kind of where this goes because this reminds me a little bit of Companion, just that like you've seen that film Companion,
Yeah,
the AI
Companion.
one?
I've seen that one. I actually had fun with that one. I thought that one was
I
pretty good.
really loved that one, and it was very similar vein, obviously different story, but so yeah,
Yeah.
I saw the teaser for this forever ago, and then I saw the full trailer when it released, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I like the idea of taking something as simple as it's so hard to ask someone out when you really like them and you're friends with them. So let's add this overcomplicated situation and make it way worse. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited
Oh
about it.
yeah. And the actress in the trailer, the actress looks like she goes for it. So I'm expecting her to be probably one of the best
Yeah.
horror performances of the year.
Yeah, yeah, there's like you get a couple clips of her kind of just normal day-to-day interaction, and then you get to see a little bit of the aftermath of the wish, and so, yeah, she looks like she's gonna be able to nail both pieces of that character, so,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I'm excited to see that one for sure. Um, on the coattails of this, so Curry Barker is, like you had just said, I mean, very hot commodity right now. Because we just got the trailer for Obsession. It's not even out yet. It's done the festival circuit, but it's not out yet. That's also who's going to be handling the Texas Chainsaw Massacre series. That's also who's going to be doing the other one is by Focus Features. What was it called? Oh, Anything But Ghost. So they have
Yeah.
like all these projects coming out, and it's a lot of moving parts at one time, but I I actually trust this person. How do you feel being, like Texas Chainsaw, like, how do you feel about that? Like, do you have strong feelings about that film or those films?
Oh yeah, that's definitely a franchise that calls back to home for me being a slasher fan and everything. And I think we're kind of in that new exciting era. And I feel
Yeah,
like getting those fresh new faces that we are getting in horror. There's a lot of good young creators, be it
agreed.
male or female, and there's so
Yeah,
many. And I feel
yeah,
like it's okay to give them the reins to these things. Like, why not see someone's new take? And like you said, we've
yeah.
never done a Texas Chainsaw Massacre series, and I heard they're maybe possibly actually going to do a movie coinciding with it as well. So it's
Okay.
an exciting time for horror for sure.
Yeah, and I don't think we know very much yet about anything but ghosts, but just this idea of like we're just did Milk and Cereal's not super old. Obsessions coming out, the series has been announced, and now this, I'm like, damn, like you're like this person is busy and making a lot of really cool things. And I was not a fan of the last Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I know a lot of people really liked it, but it was just not for me. But I am quite curious to see with someone as creative as what I've seen so far of Curry Barker, what they're going to be able to do with a series specifically because it's going to be a series too. So
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we got a lot of bright new stuff, bright new faces in horror. That's what's fun. Like I said, like it seems like every day now there's like a new director or writer that's getting an opportunity to really shine in this in the space of horror.
Yeah, and I love that. I think we need it. Even if it's going and revisiting older franchise, it's gonna be such a different lens, and I'm excited about that. I think that's awesome.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, what other trailer we got?
So we also had an Evil Dead trailer teaser drop. So we have
Yes.
Evil Dead Burn coming out this
Yeah.
year, which is probably honestly my most anticipated. I think Obsession is going to be one of the best horror films of the year, but
Mhm.
my most anticipated, the one I'm
Is
most excited
Burn.
for, is Evil Dead
Yeah.
Burn. I'm such a huge fan of this franchise, and
Yeah.
I love the way they did this teaser. It's a teaser that is literally just kind of the tone of the film
Yeah.
and what to
Yeah.
expect. There's no story elements, and I like that. It's like just based off the 1 minute they showed me, I'm already going to be there. You got my money, you know?
Yeah. Did you like Rise?
I did like Rise. Actually, that one climbed. I rewatched a lot of the films because I'm going to be doing a ranking pretty soon again. And
Oh, cool.
Rise actually did climb up my list. It was one of those films that, like, I think I had too many expectations and just too much
Yeah.
anticipation. So when I
Yeah, that's
saw it
fair.
that first
It
time,
just
like
couldn't meet
it,
it.
yeah, it
Yeah.
just wasn't fair to it. And now,
Yeah.
after giving it some time to settle, a couple years to really sit with it, that definitely
Yeah.
has climbed up my list in terms of ranking.
Yeah, I prioritized Rise. I went and saw it in theaters, and I was very let down by it.
Mhm.
I will spare everyone listening to me complain about it, but I really was not, and I think it's very similar. When that is like that is like the perfect example of a film that is so overhyped. There is no way that a first time watch is going to meet. It's never going to meet. But this one, yeah, I think the showing us a scene is smart, I think, because I'm sure we've talked about this before, but in a lot of horror trailers, they show you so much stuff. You
Yeah.
are like you've seen everything by the time you go see the movie. There's no scares, there's no jumps, you already know everything that's going to happen. So showing us a scene versus a bunch of clips together, I thought was actually a really cool marketing idea. I love that.
Oh yeah. That's why I'm excited because it kind of harkens back to almost that time when they did like the Dark Knight trailer. It was the
Yeah,
first teaser for Dark Knight. It was just Heath Ledger's Joker's laugh and then the
that's
title
it.
card. Like that was
That's
all
it.
they did.
Yeah, and that's good because it's enough of a tease. It keeps people interested, but it's not like it doesn't give too much away because like you said, there's no story element, there's no nothing. It's just this is the scene, take what you will with it.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. I liked it. Yeah. I'll be curious to see what this one does for sure outside
Yeah,
of
I'm definitely
Rise.
anticipating this one. Like I'm trying not to make it so exciting so I don't get let
I
down, but it,
know.
it is
Yeah.
my number one anticipated for the year so far.
Yeah, yeah. No, cool. Um, so I have been a huge champion of this show pretty much from the first season. So from season 4 is officially out. So anyone who has not jumped on this bandwagon, I cannot iterate this enough. Like this is the time to get involved. Like, it's such an incredible show. It's one of those shows, it's like, so episode 2 just released yesterday, for season 4. They announced, season 5, but season 5 is gonna be the final season.
Okay.
So unlike some other horror shows that have been on for too long, this one is like, this is the story, this is the timeline we're going to give it to you in, and then that's going to be it. And it's such a creative, like, wild horror series. So it's like, for anybody who doesn't know the premise, the short version of it is, people end up in this town. They don't know how they end up there. They don't know why they're there. They cannot leave. And there are these creatures that come out at night that eat your heart. And there's basically, it's like this game of survival. But then things start to unravel and things get out of control. And the townspeople try to find answers. And then when they find answers, more people die. And it's just this very, like, but it's a really, really, really cool, almost like, I would say, borderline fantasy horror, just because there's magic and stuff
Okay.
involved.
Right.
But the acting in this is so, so, so good. I mean, I watched the second episode, for season 4 today, and I was in tears watching it. Like, I get so invested in these characters, and there was a character death in season 3 that broke me. And I just think that, like, it's been such a long time since a horror series has kept my attention for this long and made me feel these things. So I want to bring light to it again, if people aren't sick of me already talking about it on Instagram. But it's such an incredible show. It's still got, it's on MGM, which is not great because nobody cares about MGM. But if you were gonna make up an email and use a trial to watch it, this would be the reason you should do it, because it's an incredible show. So that's really what I had for from, just because I love it so much. I think it's a great show, and it's cool that they announced that the fifth season is a go, and it will be the final season. So this will be it. So hopefully we'll have all the answers by the end of it.
Nice. Yeah,
Otherwise,
that's what's kind of cool is like it's exciting when you have a show that you just get, like I said, emotionally invested in those characters. And
yeah,
that's what I find is it's a little bit different when you watch movies, because when you watch movies, it's a shortened time. It's only about 2 hours long.
right.
Whereas when you watch a TV show, it's
Hmm.
almost like growing up with these characters, because you're
Yeah,
spending days and days with
yeah,
them. Like they're days when stuff is happening in your real life, and then that show
yeah,
is there for you because you watch
yeah,
it, and those characters
yeah.
take care of you. So it's really cool to hear that, and definitely a show that I sounds like I want to jump on for sure, because I've been
It's
meaning to
cool.
find like a new show to get hooked on, and I just haven't really gotten one. I've been watching old TV shows like Married with Children.
That's a good little break of tension, though. Like when you're just tired and you've just been doing too much and you just want to watch something that's like a comfort. That's a good one.
Oh yeah, it's just like some serial nature TV show, and like I said, Married with
Mhm.
Children is one of those shows like young kids seeing it on TV. So I was just like, oh, I'll
Yeah.
go back and watch this.
Yeah. I don't think the seasons for From are not very long. So they're hour-long episodes, give or take, but I'm telling you, it's such an incredible show, and I am like, they start out this season with some crazy shit. And like, I have a friend that I introduced to it, and I messaged him today and I was like, "When are you watching so we can discuss? Because this started out wild. It's only the second episode. Like, what are we doing?" So, no, it's a great show. It's exciting.
That's cool. Yeah, I can't wait. Like, I'll definitely let you know. You'll be the first person that I'll
Yes.
message for
Yes,
sure when
let
I
me
start watching it.
Yes. Feel free to live message. I love getting that messages when people watch stuff I recommend and they like live text. I'm like, "Yay."
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool. What we got for our next trailer?
So we have also another horror movie coming out, and this one is exciting because this is in the DC universe. This is
Yeah.
going to be our first horror film by James Gunn in the DC universe, and it's called Clayface, which
Mhm.
I'm excited because this is also going to be our first look at the Gotham universe, which is going to be separate from Matt Reeves' Batman. This is a
Right.
different Gotham, so a different universe. I know sometimes that's
Yeah.
confusing, but this looks really good too. And the same kind of way that Evil Dead Burn did that kind of just a
Mhm.
vibe trailer. That's
This
the
is a
trailer that
Yeah.
you get from Clayface. There's really no story. They just give
I've
you like
Yeah.
some quick images, and it looks gory. And I'm like, I'm excited because it's one of those films that proves
Yeah.
to me that body horror is very at the top notch right now. Like body horror is a thing that is
Yeah.
just very prominent in most horror movies right now.
Yeah, I don't know anything really about it other than I watched the trailer and it was definitely a vibe. It was enough that I think it's gonna pull people in out of sheer curiosity people are gonna be like, "What the hell is this about?" And then you're gonna find yourself wanting to, because it opens with him just like in the hospital bed, wrapped up, just staring.
Oh yeah,
Like
and like
it's
it looks like crazy practical effects and just
it does.
the sound effects and the shots, and I loved it because like I said, this is how I want more trailers to be like. We
I
don't
agree.
always need the full story. I mean,
Nope.
sometimes I understand if your concept is very high concept, you need to kind of give us some story in the movie,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
then
yeah.
other times you just kind of want to see the vibe of the trailer. And this one
Yeah.
is going to be, like I said, our first look at Gotham in this universe and possibly Batman and how Batman's going to look in the Brave and the Bold, which is going to be his next
Mhm.
Batman film by James Gunn.
That's cool. No, that's gonna be cool. Yeah, I saw the thing come up and it was like DC, and I was like, "Wait, what?" That's cool. Yeah, I think it's gonna be cool. I agree with you. I like the way the trailer was done. I think it gives enough intrigue, doesn't tell you very much, but it definitely makes you wanna check it out and see what's going on,
Yeah.
for sure.
And it's
Yeah.
an October release, so perfect time. October
Oh,
23rd, I believe. So perfect horror season.
yeah, for sure. No, it's perfect. So my last little news shout was we're going to talk about the Backrooms release. So Backrooms is being done by A24, which I was on the fence about until I started seeing some visuals, and I was like, okay, I'm not a big A24 fan. I'm always very skeptical
I know,
of
yeah.
their products, but so the Backrooms was initially a web series that was done by an indie content creator in 2022. Um, this went on this became such an online phenomenon that it went on to make other people, all kinds of indie developers, create over 100 Backrooms video games. I have played one of them. I've only played one of them. I think it's one of the originals, though. It's, like, actually based off the web series, but there's a ton
Nice.
of them now, and then now we're getting, like, a full-fledged movie, and it's very much, not in-your-face horror as far as, like, the web series and the games go. It's a lot of atmosphere, it's a lot of liminal spaces that make you unsettled because there's just something not right about them, and I think the visuals that they have shown us for this look amazing.
Oh yeah.
They took that extra step on the marketing side and even went to make, like, an actual commercial for the furniture store that it takes place in, which is incredible. I love that. And so, it's really cool to me when these indie creators, so the guy who created the web series is the director on, like, A24 let him have control over this project, and I love when indie developers get, like, their big chances like this, because up until they did the web series, there really wasn't anything like this online, not to this
Yeah.
extent. And so it's very it's got some found footage elements, which I'm very excited about, where they're trying to record stuff and but either way, it's got the cast looks great. The visuals for this, I was reading about how many 10,000 plus square footage they did for this set, and there were even times where cast members were getting confused by it because it's just overwhelming visually to look at the stuff that looks this way. So I'm really, really excited about Backrooms. Like Backrooms anything has like my attention, so I'm excited for this one.
Oh yeah, I think this is going to be huge, and that's another thing is like you said, what A24 does is why I love championing them is because it seems like they're very comfortable letting creators speak their voice and their mind. You know what I mean? They're like, we'll give you the money, we trust you, and we need kind of more production companies like that where it's like, we trust you, we're going to give you the money, let's let this creator speak their voice.
Yeah. And they did there was another movie called Lights Out that was an indie film that somebody did on their phone. It's like 3 minutes, and they let them be in the movie when they made it a full length feature film, but they didn't let them have creative control. This person is in the driver's seat, and I think that's really cool. I love that for
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good movie. Like I said, the visual, I love it. The color
Yeah,
palette, the way it looks, the color
I'm
palette, it
amped.
definitely looks like it's gonna be like something like, almost like Good Boy or Skinamarink. It's gonna be one of those really good
Yeah,
experimental horror movies that
yeah,
hits this year.
yeah, I'm really excited about it for sure. Yeah. Well, cool. Well, let's slip into recommends. What you recommending this week?
Okay, so this one's really fun because my wife and I, we recently celebrated our 14-year anniversary, and she got me as a gift a ton of physical media, like a huge stack. And I've never seen this film. It's The Brain from 1988.
That's
So
such a good one.
have you seen this movie?
Yeah, Radar made me watch it for a mini series we did because I had never seen it. I love that movie.
This movie is like, I'm just gonna tell anybody who hasn't seen this movie. This movie's batshit. This movie's
It's so
amazing.
crazy. It's
So
so crazy.
practical effects galore,
Yeah.
silly campy acting, but it's
Yes.
because all the characters just go for the concept. I love
Yeah.
that. If you're gonna
Yeah.
go ham and you're gonna be cheesy, just go with the concept,
Do
and
it.
I'll be down
Yeah.
for it.
I love that. I didn't know that you hadn't seen that one.
Yeah, I'd never seen it, so that was the first time watched the other day on Sunday. That was the movie I was relaxing and watching when I was just kind of soaking my feet, chilling from work, and
I love
I was
that.
laughing my ass off. I was like,
So
"What the
great.
is happening?"
It's such a bananas movie. I love it so much though. No, that's a good shout.
And I think you
So
could find this on Sling. I was trying to find where you
I
can
was
find this.
gonna
It's only on
s
Sling or AMC Plus. That's the only kind of
maybe
shitty
I
thing right
watched
now.
it on AMC. I was gonna say I thought I had streamed it, but it may not be where I watched it because I think I watched it it's like a year ago, so it's probably not on there where I was watching.
Okay.
But yeah, it's worth a watch if you haven't seen it. It's great.
Yeah, it definitely
You
is.
can't agree. Yeah. Um, so my recommends for this week is a video game, and I will be upfront. I did not play this video game. I watched it because there's certain games Angel is not good at, and I know when to stay in my lane. But we have my partner and I have um a YouTuber that we watch at night, like as our in our like down like our chill time at the
Mhm.
end of the night together. And he played the first one of these, the demo, and then the new one literally just came out this past week, and it's Captured 2. So Captured 2 is it's this whole really cool story about these kids who go missing and they end up in these liminal spaces in their house. So it's almost like it's got some backrooms elements to it, but it's an anomaly game. So you go through the layer or the loops of the house and you have to detect the anomalies and report them. And there's also like, monsters and things that prevent you. There's a sanity mechanic as well. But the reason I'm recommending it is because visually, it's one of the coolest indie games I've ever seen. And it has like I lately have just really been digging stuff that hits deeper. Like this, I don't want to spoil anything for anybody who's either going to watch somebody play it or play it themselves, but this is very much about depression. It's very much about survivor's guilt. It's very much about loss and grief and all of the things that come along with it, and kind of this overall idea of like to get rid of those feelings would mean not having the memories of the person that you're mourning, and why that's not maybe the better approach. But you play as a teenager named Emily, and she's in her home, and there's just these it's just such a cool ass game. Seriously, like I we got to the end of it, and the story, the way that it wrapped, I was crying. Like I actually have a post. I haven't posted it yet. I'll probably post it tomorrow, of like my 5 moments in horror games that made me cry, and this made the list of top 5 because I was in a chokehold with this game. It's visually stunning. It's not overly complicated, I don't feel, from a player side of things, but ultimately it had an incredible story. It's an indie developer who really had something to say, and it's cool. Like the backroom elements were just they were so cool, and some of the stuff was weird but in like the best way, you know what I mean? And so that's my recommends for this week is Capture 2. If you're not going to play it yourself, I do recommend finding a version of it that you can watch because it's worth paying attention to for sure.
That's
For
cool.
sure.
Yeah, it seems like that's what's always good too. Is like if you are kind of nervous about trying games, or you don't know if
Yeah.
you're going to like a game before you purchase it, because sometimes they're very expensive. That watching somebody play it on YouTube or watching the
Yeah.
walkthrough is always a good way to kind of experience it.
For sure. Yeah. No, I totally agree. Well, cool. Well, I think that's going to wrap up this week's episode of the Coffee Crypt. Let us know what news you're excited about. What are you watching? What are your recommends for the week? Leave them in the
Oh
comments.
yeah, hit us up down below too. All the
That's right.
links and everything. Like, share, subscribe.
All those things that Norin's better at saying than I am. I never think about it. I'm always like, oh, I should probably say that more. Also, Norin's other links where you can find his YouTube and other socials are in the description for this episode as well. Well, very cool. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We hope you have a great rest of your Sunday. Enjoy what's left of your weekend. Have a good week, and we will see you in the next one.
Right. Peace out.